In the name of the Father, Son, and Holy Ghost, amen. Why it's better to be a canceled priest rather than a schismatic priest. These schismatic priests, they will pull out all the stops to try to lure, especially Catholic women, into their cult. And they do it mostly for money and power. But it's very deceptive because they'll use your weaknesses. Like the CMRI, they said, well, because your parents or mother had an affair on the altar of God, that makes the whole organization therefore nullified. And although it was a horrible thing to happen within the walls of the Catholic Church, and certainly a weakness on my part of faith to know that that was my mother's fault and not the fault and the priest's fault and the lay people's fault for not helping me through that, through the Catholic faith, and actually helping my mother instead in her sin. That's horrible stuff. But that's not a reason to leave the church, because God said, I will be in the church to the end of time. And for these schismatic priests, they use saints. Like I know this one uses Saint Charbel, who's a very powerful saint. And there's a reason why you should leave the church. Poor Saint Charbel. But we've seen this happen so much. I know in Gonzaga University, my alma mater, first college I went to, they use Saint Gonzaga as a way to corrupt the youth. Now, turning his sainthood into a atrocious, idolatrous bulldog figure and a basketball and stuff, and all these famous basketball players, which is just a total abomination to our faith, because Saint Gonzaga was very pure and he loved the faith. So I think he was involved in education in some way. I don't know completely his story, but you can certainly read it in the lives of the saints. But it's nothing when they're pulling out all the stops. The devil's really pulling out the stops. I'm telling you, you've got to live and die in the Catholic Church. Divine Mercy Sunday. I mean, and you have Saint Charbel in the Catholic Church. There's no reason why you need to leave the Catholic faith. You have all the resources you need in the church, despite all its flaws. And believe me, there are many in the hierarchy and the leadership. But God promised if the leadership fails, he himself will succor, just like an orphan. He himself will protect. He says, I am the protector, the fatherless, and the widow.